It's Tuesday, December 29th, 2015, 9 a.m. We're here regarding the Assessment Appeal Committee meeting, and I called the meeting to order. Tanya Kennedy, General Manager, is filling in for Jenny Cox, who was the former Finance Director appointed to this committee. The first property we have on the agenda is property ID 4125, owned by Robert and Paula Burke. Ms. Burke has pointed out several, if you turn the page here to her appeal, she has 4 bullet points about her properties. The first one here is a vacant piece of property with the value assessed by Highlands County at $2,000. It is a property that she pays assessment on, and it does have a Phase 5 bond, which she discusses here. Number 1, she said that she's been making trips to Florida. There have been no road signs for us to find our property. Number 2, we were told over and over again that the assessment was for golf course, but now find out it's for road maintenance and drainage. I can say that the bond, Phase 5 bond, was used for road and drainage to construct the roads in the district. Right. Okay. That's not necessarily what our assessment entirely pays for.
But that's what bonds are for.
That's what the bonds are for. And in that case, Phase 5 was to construct the roads and the drainage for her area. Number 3, when we do come to Florida and check on the property, we make a point to stop in the office to talk about the assessment and bond. We get a different story every time. Does anyone know what the assessment is really for? We have published. This is something that we have available. We're actually going to post it on the website, but it's available to anyone who asks. But this is a 3-page document describing what the operation and maintenance assessments pay for in the district. So this is something that was prepared many years ago by legal staff. So there's really no question about what our operation and maintenance assessments pay for. Number 4, we've been told our property is worthless and we'll never be able to build on it. Her property is a buildable lot. It can build a house there. Of course, you would have to provide your own water and sewer with a septic tank and a well. And for those reasons, she is appealing her assessment.
From the facts that you laid out, I think I'd make a motion that we deny.
Is there a second?
You don't have to make a motion. What you need is the committee's consent.
Okay, just
whether you approve or decline.
Okay.
So you're looking for your committee to have consensus.
Okay.
Did the Phase 5 bond actually put the road in for?
Yes.
So they do have the road and the water in there.
Not the water, but the road. The road is there. Yes. I looked at the GPS map. Yes, it is there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So they do have roads based on the Phase 5 bond.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
When did they buy this property?
2008.
No, they've been coming down since 2008.
I do not have her history here in front of me. So she apparently owned it prior to 2008. I agree with Mr. Gilpin's recommendation. She also attached a letter that she wrote to the Highlands County, Florida County Commissioners.
Yeah.
That looks like that was in 2014. and her lots are together, adjacent to each other. And there is a house that is on that street about 3 lots down from these two properties.
And do they have their own water and sewer there?
They do. Mm-hmm.
I agree that they have the opportunity to build on that property, and evidently they bought it for an investment, and
I don't have the history in front of me, but yes, okay.
They have they keep coming down here, so there must be a reason why they're coming down here. I don't know why they don't build on it.
Okay, the consensus is to deny her request on property 4125. Moving on to 4126, property ID. I believe it's exactly the same letter that she's attached for this ID,
right.
Property ID number. And looking at the map again, the properties are adjacent to each other, yes.
Yeah. So evidently they bought them as an investment, and now they're trying to get out from under it. So
I agree.
I agree as well. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to property ID 5360, owned by Thomas and Ann Bateman. I'll go ahead and read verbatim the nature of this appeal. The property was purchased in 2006. The property is raw land, and there are no services provided to this vacant lot, to my knowledge. Since acquiring this property, we have paid $14,211.30. There is a bond code 54, which is the Phase 5 refinancing penalties line item, for which an explanation is needed. Assessment has almost tripled with no benefit provided. And they have attached their actual bill for 2015. Again, the Phase 5, the history of the Phase 5 bond, I believe it was initially called Phase 5 1989A, and the construction of the roads and drainage were not actually completed until probably 1994, somewhere in that range, for this area. I believe the assessment for the Phase 5 bond started somewhere in the range of 1995. And then over the years, I don't know who was the actual owner of the bond at the time, realized that nobody was paying. I say nobody. Their collection rate was very low. So in 2005, which would be 10 years later, they being the bondholder, decided to refinance. Okay, and I believe they did a reassessment again on all of the properties, no matter if you pay or not. So that's just a little history on the refinancing of the Phase 5. So they bought this property a year after Phase 5 was refinanced.
And what unit is this in? You know?
Let's see, yes.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's in Unit 11,
okay.
which is, Mrs. Burks was Unit 10, so Unit 11 is directly north of that.
Is there streets there too, or no?
Yes, he actually attached an aerial, which I looked at on screen, but it's not in color, so it's hard to see which lot it is. I can't remember. I think it's this corner lot here. But here's an aerial. It's black and white, but yes, it is. The road was actually built there.
And this is another one where there's no water, no sewer?
That's correct.
Yeah. We need to deny it again.
Okay. I will second that, and
I go along with it.
okay. Okay, the last property ID 11826, is located at 5227 Pebble Beach Drive. It is a vacant golf course lot. The property was purchased in 2005. Over $29,000 has been paid since acquisition with no benefits. Notes on record search reflect undeveloped area of 75%. The assessment has increased almost fivefold with no apparent services to my knowledge. History of assessment is confusing and don't understand why no payment history before 2004. I do know that the district went to a new software at that time. That's to answer his question. Mm-hmm. There is no payment history, so that you can see the detail of. So starting in 2005, I believe, is where you can see payment history going back that far.
And this lot's right on the golf course?
This lot is on the golf course.
I see it here on
this
the
lot has the Phase 5 bond. In addition, it has the Fifth Third loan. Okay, the Fifth Third loan the loan was established in 2008, and it built other things in that area. Okay, it built underground power. We put in the water and sewer line. So depending on the lot, there's an engineering certification for every single lot within the Unit 16 area and what improvements it received. Because not all the lots received the same improvements in Unit 16. So this particular lot has both
water, sewer, and roads.
Yes. It has all the amenities as a buildable lot, so it's ready. But unfortunately, this is one of the properties that has both the loan and the Phase 5 bond attached to it. So the assessments are, you can see his bill here, just a little over $3,000 per year for this particular lot. The district assessment portion of that is $499 for the regular, just the assessment itself, and then the additional golf course lot assessment of $61. All of the remaining costs for his property are all related to either the bond or the Fifth Third loan.
Now the people that are living there now pay that too? That are already there, everybody?
If they have a house there, either they are paying this, or what they did is they paid off the entire amount in the beginning.
That they were assessed.
And that, you would have saved a lot of money if you could actually afford to do so. Mm-hmm. Because, some of these assessments for the Fifth Third loan might have only been initially anywhere from $12,000 to $18,000. And so I think, there's quite a few people that elected to go ahead and pay it off. But very high interest rates if you don't, and that's part of why the assessments are so high. See, in his case, I can tell based on his property inquiry, the bond balance total on this property is $18,136. So there is an engineering certification for every single lot and what improvement it received.
And he pays so much a year till it's paid off at a high interest rate, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this lot is worth more because it's on the golf course, so.
Yep.
I could actually look up what the value is quickly. I just don't have it in front of me.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Can you look up the value? Sure.
Please.
Okay.
I would deny it mainly because the property is valued and he has all the amenities that are required. Water, sewer, road. These are some of those people that are tied up in that Phase 5 bond, and trying to get out from underneath the bond thing.
Fifth Third.
Fifth Third.
Okay. Let's see here. I have the property ID. The value. The value of his first lot in Unit 11 is $2,000. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
The next one. Is valued at $21,000. So the assessed value is typically, they say it's typically 80% of the true value of the actual lot or home. So. Okay. Any other questions on the vacant property?
I also agree to deny.
I agree. Okay. There's no public here, so we'll adjourn the meeting. 9:18.
No.